This film seems that is made for nowadays. It is there is a universal threat, which is Corona, COVID, and there is a real threat in that whole 12 kilometers deep. Absolutely, maybe you as a producer and the director and all the team didn't think that we are going to face this situation now, but it suits that situation. What's your opinion about that?
Well, really, we didn't. We couldn't foresee things like that happening. So our idea was nothing to do with the corona, really, and it was just. Well, the reason we chose this topic is because the mystery of Kola Superdeep was never solved, and there were many explanations of what happened, and we just tried to pick one and show what could have happened because it's still classified. And then it just turned out that it was a big coincidence that it is a disease, a universal threat, yeah. And that's what's happening right now.
Yes, and my character is an epidemiologist, so it's very it's a hot profession right now. And actually, I was reading a book called Pandemia when I was preparing this role, so we were ready.
What Super Deep was never solved, and there were many explanations of what happened, and we just tried to pick one and show what could have happened because it's still classified. And then it just turned out that it was a big coincidence that it is a disease, a universal threat, yeah. And that's what's happening right now.
Yes, and my character is an epidemiologist, so it's very it's a hot profession right now. And actually, I was reading a book called Pandemia when I was preparing this role, so we were ready.
Watching the film, I had the feeling, maybe many of the viewers had the same feeling, that is a journey, a trip to the hell and returning back, because no one goes there and return back. But this film returns us back, but we are changed because we are not the same. Tell me also your feeling about that.
You want?
Well, yes, because the path of my character, the end of the path is lightness. After a 1.5 hours of dark shots, you see now the clear white ambient. Yes, and it's very you can feel it from the outside and the inside, because inside she's going down to hell with her decisions, with her ambitions, and then she finds out what's actually important. So she's back as someone who saw everything and knows what's actually important in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the idea was that things that turn out to be sour in the beginning can then turn out to be sweet in the end, and vice versa. So light can be darkness, and darkness can be light. Although the hero goes through hell, and the worst place you can probably be on earth, it is still a good thing for her. And no matter that she dies in the end, that changes her positively. That makes her a better person.
Well, she's a hero because she's dying on purpose to protect humanity. She's becoming a real doctor.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that the doctor is a woman, and the woman will win at the end, at least in this case. In the film, there are many characters, but the main 4 characters are the Anna and the old science, and the general and the major. We have the two faces of the reality. The two military men, they are very faithful for their army, and they are courageous, and they take big decisions at the end. But if we can interpret it as a symbolic issues, that we have two faces: science and military. Science could be sometime in service of the army, and sometimes could defeat also the weapons. And Anna, at the end, somehow defeat that power, and the military has to obey to the science.
We begin the movie as a conflict between them, between science and the military, and Anna is actually, being a scientist, she's on the military side. But what happens towards the end, at least what we try to convey to the audience, is that no matter military or science or whatever, there are things that unite all of us, no matter what we do. And the most important thing is human life, and actually all the professions, all the views we have, they can be very different. They can be in conflict, but we mustn't forget that they were all created for the sake of humanity, for the betterness, for something positive.
And actually, on the individual side, I'm pronouncing a line that is not me, but the doctor, but I'm repeating it later. There is nothing worse than the betrayal of our own principles. I think that it's also about that. Military has its own principles. They have their own path. Scientists and doctors, they have the other one. Her problem is that she mixed two of them, and now she has to choose. And every one of them has their own role in this society. And I think that the good thing about this movie is that everybody did their best in their social roles for humanity.
There is a kind of hope in this film, because the character of Anna synthesized the military and, as you said, military and science, and she is like, in that situation, she is like the conductor of the orchestra, because yes, she is one of the 4 or 10 characters in that hall inside, but she is the one who directs the situation, and she is the how you call it, synthesis of power and science. When you studied that book, Pandemic, and you studied the script, how you deal with that character? Who is Anna for you?
For me, actually, Anna is someone who is very sensitive and very, very gentle inside. But actually, she is a woman who came from Yugoslavia to Soviet Union, changed her views because of the ambitions. So ambitions are the most important for her. She's ready to do everything. We have a scene where she risks her whole life just to get to the final point of her success. So
to get the sample.
To get the samples, yeah. She is someone who, through this story, is going back to her basic true self. You know, a lot of time people can mix something in life. What's important, what's a priority, and
we can forget who we are.
Yes, and she's on the path of becoming again who she were, and that's a dedicated, responsible, brave woman with high potentials and even higher priorities and obligations to the profession and to the truth.
There is a feeling, a love feeling or a sympathy feeling which creates between the Major and Anna character. Anna is Yugoslavian. The Major is insisting for all the film to know from where she is. And we know the story of Yugoslavia, Yugoslavia of Tito with the Soviet Union and the independence of that policy of Tito. Anna gives the Major the last kiss before dying.
Yes.
I don't want to use a political interpretation, but choosing Anna and the Major is dying after the last kiss.
And Yugoslavia is still not dying, but actually two dying countries. Yes, it's a great metaphor. Two big important countries with soul are dying in that moment, Yugoslavia and Soviet Union. Yeah. So we have this kiss of that, but actually
no, but we didn't think, no, that deep.
Actually, you know how it turns out. I got the role of Anya, and I'm fluent in Russian. So, but I had an accent. So producers were paying me accent classes so I could get my accent better, and it was good enough, but not good for Russian. So they were like, it was a Soviet Union and you're speaking like those people from Lithuania or something like that. Maybe we should say that you're from there. And I was like, no, let's say because I'm from Serbia, that I'm from Yugoslavia. So that's how we got very spontaneously that part of my character. Okay. Great, I love it. I love it. I love your idea. I'm gonna tell everyone in Serbia about that idea. They're gonna love it too.
About the versions, Sergey, you did the two versions. Not Russian, fluently Russian speaking of Anna was a very fluent English speaking. All the characters, they speak a good English. Why did you choose this option?
He lost his hair because of that.
No. Well, we just wanted to. Wanted just as many people as possible to see our movie, and the easiest way to do this is to talk internationally, to talk in English. So and that really was a good decision because we are getting pretty ahead of our plans with that, and there is more because unfortunately, if you do a movie in the European language, say, I don't know, in French and Italian and German, it is still a lot easier for market festivals to adapt it than when you use a language that is not that popular. So although we respect our audience in the post-Soviet Union countries who obviously know Russian, so we want them to be happy because it is a Russian movie, but still we wanted to expand and use that. Well, it was a big experiment, but it was quite successful in terms of conveying to bigger audiences using the double language scheme. But we're not the first ones to do it. I think there were actually some cases in the past where people shot two versions of the movie. Yes, it did take more time, but still, when we were breaking up scenes, when we were getting to the course sense of every scene, we do it in one language, and then when the actors know it, they can easily do it in another language because it's already it's you already have the idea, you know what you're doing. And sometimes we actually took a take in Russian, like we polished it till we get like a really good take, then we go into English, and then after doing several takes in English, we realized that it's even better now. It sounds better in English than in Russian, and we would and we would come back to take another Russian take because something new opened up, some new something, some new understanding of the scene. So it was interesting.
Cinema in this moment is facing a real problem with the pandemic and the corona and everything, and the cinema halls and venues are almost closed and without audience. What do you think about the future of this film, especially, and for cinema in general in this situation, if the situation of COVID and the pandemic will continue for a long time, because no one knows what will going to happen?
Well, we don't know, to be honest. We have a theatrical release in Russia coming up in the next month. We have a theatrical release in United States and Canada, which is going to be in the end of February, I think, if nothing changes. But probably they're gonna, if nothing gets better, they're gonna shift it a little bit forward. Well, I guess that's what's gonna happen.
I don't know. I think it's it's a huge risk now to do a theatrical release. And when you're doing a movie, and not a TV series, but a movie without a theatrical release, it's somehow very sad and tragic not to be on a big screen. So we're hoping to the best, but as an epidemiologist, I can say to you that I think that it's going to be a long journey back to actually normal movie life.
Maybe even
like
never.
2 years. I don't know, but why would I think never?
Because I don't know, maybe the industry will change a lot during this time. But in any case, I mean, we've done some pretty serious efforts for the movie. Although, as you know, what you've seen is not a completed version because of the corona issues. We weren't able to complete the post-production, so it's that's unfortunate. But we decided not to cancel our participation in festival. And anyway. But everything we've done was actually done for theatrical. We shot at 235 aspect ratio. We used lenses from real like USSR movies from in the 1980s. So the really wide ones, anamorphic lenses, and
Dolby Atmos.
And we're doing it in Dolby Atmos. So it's all done for theatrical.
So we hope to the best.
So we will be, yeah.
I hope you all the best, and thank you for your time, and hope that we can meet each other in some other festival, really meeting each other. And thanks a lot.
It would be nice. Thank you very much for your questions.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.